unite families and generations. How they do that?
You have to catch the children when they are small.
Okay.
You have to make them love books, stories, but also music or art when they are tiny, before they become teenagers. And you know, in the Jewish communities all over the world, by the way, during the diaspora, they all had the same custom. I don't know how they all did it. When the child at the age of 3 went to the school for the first time, to the teacher, to the rabbi, and he got his first alphabet, the father and the mother were there with him on the first day, and they would put sweets or even honey on the letters of the alphabet, so that he will, before learning to read, will taste it.
The relation between food and books.
Exactly, and it would be sweet and tasty. Today, I tell my boys, who are already big boys, and fortunately they love books, I tell them, when you have kids, even if they don't get books but a computer, a tablet, take the tablet and put some honey on it. You can continue the tradition. So even today, I truly believe that early literacy, but not just literacy, loving it, loving the story, loving the idea, and loving the argument is the key for any culture today to survive. This is a suggestion from the old Jewish culture to every other culture that wants to survive the age of the internet, the age of globalization, the 21st century.
You allow your boys to eat on the table?
To read at the table.
To read?
Well, you know, ever since they were small, if they were reading a book and I called them to dinner, I said, okay, bring the book to dinner, that's okay. Unfortunately, they started bringing their computers to dinner. In all
other textual cultures, by the way, what are these other textual cultures?
The other textual cultures.
Yes.
Well, the ancient cultures were obviously the Egyptians and the Babylonians and the Greeks and the Romans and the Chinese. With the possible exception of the Chinese, I think that the ancient Hebrew culture interacted with all of them. Our language is full of words from all these countries. And then came Arabic. And then came the modern cultures and languages. We should be happy with our cultures, but we should keep conversing, borrowing, stealing words and ideas between the cultures.
What are essential words that are missing from the Bible but should exist in every nation's vocabulary?
Words that are missing
Yes.
from the Bible? That's an interesting question. Let's start with the word internet. I've looked into the Bible, there is no internet there. The internet can be a horrible thing, but it can be a wonderful tool of global conversation. By the way, the Bible has the idea of globalization, of universality of values. The Bible didn't know about Australia, so it doesn't have Australia, and didn't know about Canada, and didn't know about Argentina. But it is a good preparation for two possible things, for rampant nationalism and chauvinism on the one hand, but also for a new humane universalism. That's the kind of Bible I would like to keep alive.
So your father, Amos Oz, wrote, I quote from memory, that in the Hebrew of the Bible there is no word for happiness. Why is this word missing?
Actually, he's right, I have to say, that the happiness in the Roman sense of beatitude, no. There is another word that we made into happiness in modern Hebrew, but that's a translation from Christian culture. Ancient Judaism in general is not so much after happiness, but it is about joy. And joy is we have a word, many words for joy. Joy is something that you don't live with all the time. You can't be joyful all the time. Sometimes you are sad. Sometimes you are miserable. Sometimes you are busy and creating and writing. This is not a state of happiness either. But then comes joy to reward you. And I agree with him to this extent that we do not have to live on a plateau of happiness. As human beings, we should live on the ups and downs of life and of creativity.